The move that might be the most eagerly awaited in Formula One has finally been confirmed: Lewis Hamilton's shift to Ferrari. And even though his last few seasons at Mercedes were underwhelming, one thing was clear: when Hamilton had a competitive car under him, he was still at the top of his game. Look at his performances in Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, and you'll see that even when the odds seemed stacked against him, he was still fighting for the win. It's clear that when Hamilton gets a car that can match his skills, he knows how to make things happen. Next year, Hamilton is joining Ferrari, and that's an exciting prospect for every F1 fan. The team is focused on his arrival, and in fact, Ferrari's team principal, Fred Vasseur, believes that Hamilton will not only bring his extensive experience, but also help to sharpen the team's mentality as they aim for their first Formula One World Championship since 2008. But will they manage to turn this dream into reality? Can Hamilton help Ferrari make history? Before we take a deeper look into Vasseur's thoughts on the upcoming season and what he expects from Hamilton, I want to know what you think. Do you think this partnership will be a success? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This season, Ferrari was in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship, with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz putting up a solid fight. The battle went all the way to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but in the end, they were still 210 points behind McLaren, a deficit they couldn't quite close. Despite that, Ferrari still finished with a strong record: 5 wins and 22 podiums, making this one of their most successful seasons in recent memory. The team's efforts brought back memories of Sebastian Vettel's near-title challenge back in 2018. Under Fred Vasseur's leadership, Ferrari has definitely taken a step forward since he took over as team principal in January 2023. Vasseur is confident that with the addition of Hamilton, they'll have an even stronger chance of fighting for the top spot. Hamilton, who has spent 18 years racing for McLaren and Mercedes, two British-based teams, brings a new perspective to a team that has typically been shaped by Italian engineers and a very different culture. This change in environment could be just what Ferrari needs to bridge the gap to the very top. Vasseur doesn't seem too concerned about Hamilton's recent lack of one-lap pace, especially when it comes to qualifying speed. The Ferrari team principal believes Hamilton's legendary work ethic will make the difference. When margins are as tight as they were this season, every small detail matters. Vasseur is convinced that Hamilton will bring the right mindset, drawing from his 18 years of experience in Formula One and his 2 world championships. He's seen Hamilton push for perfection ever since his days in junior racing series like Formula 3 and GP2. Vasseur even recalled Hamilton's relentless focus during his early years, specifically in 2005 and 2006, when he dominated in Formula 3 and GP2. According to Vasseur, Hamilton's attention to the smallest details, even in a competitive environment like McLaren, has always been a key strength. If you look at the qualifying results, the gap between McLaren and us was just a couple of hundredths, Vasseur said. At this level, it's all about those little things. We need that mentality to get every last thousandth of a second out of the car, and I think Hamilton will be a great asset for us in that regard. Despite all the optimism, Hamilton has made it clear that he's not underestimating the challenge ahead at Ferrari. For him, the move to Ferrari is both exciting and daunting. Of course, it's a dream for any driver to get an opportunity like this, Hamilton shared in Yas Marina. But he's also aware of the steep learning curve he's facing, just like when he first joined Mercedes. I remember when I joined Mercedes, it wasn't an easy transition. It takes time to build relationships, get familiar with the tools, and understand the whole team dynamic, he added. Hamilton enters Ferrari with the same determination and mindset that helped him take that leap of faith when he first joined Mercedes. He knows that it's going to take time to find his rhythm with the team, but he's eager to get started. There's no question about his commitment. He's ready to push hard and give everything for Ferrari. Still, Hamilton admits he's missing something by not being able to drive the Ferrari SF24 during the Abu Dhabi test, which he had to skip due to prior commitments with Mercedes in Malaysia. He fully understands why it happened, but he can't help but feel it's a setback. Even though Hamilton missed out on the Abu Dhabi test with Ferrari, he's determined not to let that delay his progress. He admitted that while missing the extra day with Ferrari was a bit of a disappointment, it won't affect his long-term goals. I know Fred Vasseur wanted me to drive the Ferrari there, and I really had mixed feelings about it, Hamilton said. But ultimately I had prior commitments with Mercedes, and that's what mattered at that time. It's not ideal, but I'm not worried. I'll make up for it. In fact, Ferrari is planning to set up a private test for Hamilton in early 2024 at the Fiorano circuit. This will give him the opportunity to drive a 2-year-old Ferrari, helping him get familiar with the team's processes and car setup before the launch of the F1 2025 car. Vasseur isn't too concerned about Hamilton's lack of testing time. He's experienced enough to get up to speed quickly. By the time we hit Bahrain for testing, he'll be ready to push for the first pole position of the season, Vasseur said confidently. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, there's a growing sense of optimism within Ferrari. The team has made significant strides in recent months, even though they didn't manage to clinch the championship this year. Ferrari finished second in the constructors' standings, right behind McLaren, but with a solid late-season surge, they showed they're capable of closing the gap to the front runners. It's clear that they're on the right track. Fred Vasseur believes that the team's reaction to difficult moments this season has been key to their future success. The most positive thing this season was our ability to react under pressure, Vasseur stated. In places like Spain and Austria, when things were looking tough, we stayed focused, adapted, and got solid results. That's crucial for our development moving forward. It's the mindset we're building here that will be key for Ferrari's success in the coming years. Vasseur also acknowledged that Ferrari's improvement under his leadership has been significant, especially compared to the start of the season. And while the competition from teams like Red Bull and McLaren is fierce, Ferrari's ability to rise after a difficult start shows they have what it takes to compete for the top spot in the future. Looking ahead, Vasseur is clear about Ferrari's goals for 2025 and beyond. He believes that the team must continue to focus on every single aspect of performance, not just one area of the car. There isn't just one magic fix. If you want to succeed, you need to improve every single part of the car, every single department, Vasseur explained. That's the mindset we have to adopt at Ferrari. It's not about one person or one team doing all the work, it's about every individual contributing to the overall performance. For Ferrari to challenge for the championship again, every detail will need to be perfected. Vasseur is adamant that the team needs to approach each day with the mentality of improving by fractions of a second. Every day we need to be better than we were yesterday, he added. If we don't have that mindset, we're already out of the race. This attitude is not just for Ferrari, it's a philosophy that's crucial in all of sports. The challenge is clear. Ferrari needs to make every part of their car faster, from aerodynamics to engine performance, and improve their operations in every way possible. The pressure is on to deliver, but with Hamilton on board, and a clear focus on incremental improvements, Ferrari's 2025 season could be their breakthrough year. As we approach the 2025 season, there's a lot of excitement surrounding Hamilton's potential to make a big impact at Ferrari. With his wealth of experience, he's already one of the most accomplished drivers in Formula One history. But his role at Ferrari isn't just about adding star power, it's about his ability to raise the bar for the team. The seven-time world champion is known for his intense focus on perfection, and Ferrari hopes that this drive will help them break through to the next level. However, as much as Hamilton's experience could help Ferrari improve, there's always the question of whether two high-caliber drivers like Hamilton and Leclerc can coexist without creating tension. Some fans are wondering whether the dynamic between them could cause problems. It's a valid concern, given that both drivers are used to being at the front of the grid. Will their competitive nature push Ferrari further, or could it lead to clashes that hinder the team's progress? The potential for success with Hamilton at Ferrari is certainly there, but it won't be easy. With the competition as fierce as ever, especially with Red Bull and McLaren in top form, Ferrari will need to ensure that they can deliver a car that's both quick and reliable. The team's improvements this season have been encouraging, but they still need to find that final bit of performance to take the fight to the front runners consistently. Hamilton's arrival could be the spark that makes the difference. At the same time, Hamilton is aware that there are no guarantees. You can never take success for granted, he said. It's going to take hard work, dedication, and collaboration to get to the top. We'll need to stay focused and keep pushing until the very last race of the season. This mentality is exactly what Ferrari will need in their quest to compete for a title. The team's leadership, combined with Hamilton's relentless drive, could be the perfect recipe for success. With everything to play for, Ferrari fans have reason to be hopeful, but they also know that achieving greatness in Formula One is never easy. They'll need a flawless effort from both their drivers and the entire team to make 2025 the year they finally reclaim the championship. As the 2025 season approaches, the expectations are higher than ever for Ferrari. They're not just aiming for podiums anymore, the goal is clear: take the championship. With Hamilton joining the team, there's renewed optimism, but also pressure to deliver results. It's not just about building a fast car, it's about creating a complete package that can challenge the very best. The addition of a driver like Hamilton brings a fresh dynamic to Ferrari, and his experience will be crucial in helping the team reach that next level. In the end, the future of Ferrari in Formula One rests on a few key factors: the development of the car, the cohesion within the team, and of course the performance of their drivers. With Lewis Hamilton now on board, the team has an exceptional talent that could bring them back to the top. His experience, work ethic, and relentless drive to win make him an invaluable asset to Ferrari's quest for the World Championship. However, as with any big change, there are still many unknowns. How will Hamilton and Leclerc work together in what could be a highly competitive environment? Will the team be able to manage the internal dynamics and ensure they don't undermine each other's efforts? These are questions that will only be answered as the season progresses. But one thing is certain: Ferrari's push for the title in 2025 will be one of the most exciting storylines of the year. Fans are eagerly awaiting what could be a historic season for the Scuderia, and with Hamilton leading the charge, there's every reason to believe that the team could finally break their championship drought. Will the combination of Ferrari's renewed ambition and Hamilton's legacy lead to glory? Only time will tell.